my God.
Oh my gosh, all right.
Help.
Thank
And then
you,
this is
sir.
recording too? Oh, period.
Yes, they're both recording. Okay. If you could get the furs out of the way, that'd be great. I love you, girl. Oh my goodness. Okay, now I feel like I gotta sit up straight.
Alright, come here, other crazy lady.
Hello,
Oh
fur
my
creatures.
goodness. Oh my gosh. Okay, but it's fine.
We're
As long
gonna
as he
we're gonna
knows.
have a meditative moment.
Do we want to explain to the people how freaking horrible this
Hey
has
guys,
been?
you know how it's almost October? We've started this in October of last year.
Wait, but like that's kind of like
That's when I texted you the first time saying, "Oh, I should make sure I talk into the mic." It's a
I know
podcast.
it's okay. But I feel like a year is most startups' timeline.
That's fair. That's fair.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I texted you when I was in East Tennessee. I was in Pigeon Forge, Pigeon
Yes.
Fart, Tennessee.
What were you there doing?
I was with the fam, and we were doing a little October Dollywood moment. And I was in Dollywood on Halloween, and it was very slay.
Oh, I love it.
Very slay. Do you want to like hold it close to you? Let's get comfortable.
I'm trying
Yeah.
to make sure I'm seen in the. So we have a video camera rolling on us
You let me know if you need
as
to
we
move over.
speak. Oh,
I don't
my
mind
animal.
that. I think that's just human.
yeah, we are.
My-
Fun fact.
She said one thing about me.
I don't bend. So therefore, crunching to get towards the mic, not happening. We go into a circle together. My grandfather's, he's losing his mind. And so he loves it. But we all get into a little circle and we go,
You have to meditate to cope with your extended family.
It's more just something that we do
Okay,
together.
fair enough,
You know,
fair
we
enough.
just like we're all in a like imagine your arms are over each other's shoulders and your heads are all together like a huddle at a football game.
Sure.
But instead of us being like ready, set, hike or whatever, you'd break to go do the hike stuff.
Right.
There's Norma again. That is my dog making her feature.
My dog's name is Norma.
Norma. Instead of us yelling break, we just and he hardcore believes in aliens, and so we make him feel like it's just our way of luring them to us. He wants to interact with them so bad. He's had a couple of them interactions.
Like abductions?
No, well, I don't know exactly. His stories have kind of changed over the years, but Gigi, my grandmother, his wife, is a little bit more, she's very much more of sound mind, and she authenticates his claims because
Oh,
they
now
experienced
that's-
it together.
Now that's interesting.
Yeah.
A couple's abduction. What if that happened to us?
Oh, it'd be great for
What
us.
if we...
What do you mean, an abduction or an experience?
How can we make an abduction good PR
Well,
for
I
our
I tell
podcast?
my grandfather that you just got to wear socks with your sandals. That's all it takes to like get them to want to come to
All
ya.
you have to do is wear socks with sandals,
Yeah.
and the aliens will come and take you.
He does live behind or in front of a cornfield as well. That is all of his backyard is just
Well, I've
corn.
heard that aliens are spotted around cornfields a lot because they really love corn.
If aliens are going to come down and, you know, enjoy Earth or vacation here or do whatever,
Right.
why are they always just choosing like Idaho every time?
That's such a good point.
Like
Of all
just
the
like
places-
all
yeah.
like it's like no, it's just like in like you know, why like Arkansas like in this freaking like pig farm is where these people go.
I hear they're in Kentucky a lot, and I'm like,
Yeah.
for what?
I'm like, I don't know if I mean maybe it has to do with
For
like
sure- for the Kentucky Derby,
No,
that's
no, no.
what they're here for.
Yes, but hear me out.
Okay.
I think I just got the answer in my brain. Obviously, different areas on Earth have different electromagnetic like highness or lowness, right?
Sure.
Maybe the less cool places have the higher electromagnetic frequencies that draw. So like
that's a theory.
their sense of amusement comes strictly from the vibes.
from the
From the vibes of the earth.
they're just here to
and so
vibe.
when we vibe in like other areas, and maybe that increases the vibe as well.
maybe or so is the implication there that when we have like a good time, the vibe's lower?
No, I think the implication
Or it
is
could be
where
either.
we find fun, the vibes aren't high because maybe those make us uncomfortable and weirded out.
Interesting.
And so, but that's what, like, our vacation spots, like our beach and our amusement parks and our theme parks, our experience of those places, the fun that we experience, they experience through the waves of the areas that they're going to visit.
See, now that makes sense.
They're riding the waves.
Because why would an alien not want to go to like New York City?
Right.
Like,
That's what and it was
if
like
I
a funny
was an
joke, but now that I'm
intergalactic
thinking about it,
traveler, if I'm going to ondansetron, which is the name of a nausea medication, but let's pretend it's a planet,
Okay,
right?
love it.
And it's like, okay, you can go to the poop farm or you can go to Manhattan. Which one would you like to go to? Why would I pick the poop farm?
because the vibes.
Are you comfortable?
I'm chill. I literally always look uncomfortable, but I'm always comfortable.
The self-awareness is really kind of
you gotta have it.
very slay. So
least some of it.
We have to acknowledge. The first thing I would like to discuss is a debrief from a party that we had this weekend. We're in a friend group, and I just want to like go ahead and come clean before we get canceled for it. We're in a cult, and and it's a hot girl cult, and we are in
Ooh,
it.
we're in it?
We're in it. We're in the hot girl cult. The funny thing about me saying that is because both of us, full disclosure, both of us are like kind of external members of this core friend group.
We're pretty fresh to the
We're
group.
pretty new to the friend group, and so us just like saying that it's our friend group is very bold.
Yes.
And
yes.
I don't think they're gonna have a problem with that.
You know what? I would go so far as to say they've claimed us.
I would agree with
I
that.
would go so far as to say
especially
that.
after the stuff that you turned out this weekend. Oh my God! To say that
LOL.
Abby Glover was churning butter and then calligraphying custom nameplates for every member. So ultimately, we had a party this weekend, and we were just participants. We weren't even planners. We weren't even like.
I was kind of a planner.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
a little bit more worthless in that regard.
No, but you aided when the time came, and that was what we needed.
Period. But and it was Pride and Prejudice themes. It was for our girl Mariah.
Yes.
And she was turning 26 years old.
Yes, she was.
And she loves just classy time.
And Pride and Prejudice is her favorite movie of all time.
One thing about Mariah, she's gonna have a classy time.
Yeah. The plan was originally for it to be a really cute little picnic. Her little beau was gonna go and like say, hey, they're on a date. Hey, let's go to the picnic. Boom, she shows up. All of her friends are there with this like beautiful gourmet looking like stylized Pride and Prejudice style picnic. All of us were dressed up to be looking like we popped out the movie. And so I had gone with Jordan and we had sussed out the entire scope of the place to look to see where we wanted to, make home base. And so we figured out a spot in the garden that we wanted it to be at. But then also while we were at it, we were like, listen, I just checked the weather today. Do you know? Oh my gosh, Cottonmouth. Do you know about the weather? Have you
Sipsky?
checked? Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was gonna rain. And nothing rains on a Pride.
boy, did it.
I mean, talk about raining on a picnic. No, I got you.
Yeah. Picnic parade.
Picnic parade, man.
Yeah, so the plan B was so if you know anything about Centennial Park, we are in Nashville, Tennessee. Centennial Park
Go Titans.
is home to the Parthenon, which is, I actually had to redo my research because I told people recently that Nashville was named Nashville because there's a Nashville, Greece. And that's completely not even accurate. So I'm calling myself out right now.
should've stuck with it
This
and
is
just
the
kept
real
lying.
truth.
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is that so Nashville was like super well known back in the day for its interest in like education and educating people and like furthering the mind of the people, right?
did not know this.
Therefore, it was considered the Athens of the South because Athens is the capital of Greece. Am I right on that?
I
Could
don't
be
know,
wrong.
but probably.
But Athens of the South, and so therefore, because we were so like Vanderbilt, we were super like ahead of our time when it comes to
Right.
the education system, and we were super like trying to get with it. We decided that was what we were gonna call ourselves. We're gonna be Nashville, but because we were themed and dubbed by the people, the Athens of the South, they decided that for the World Fair that year in like the early 1900s, maybe late 1800s, that they were going to build an exact replica of the Parthenon that is in Athens, Greece. So
The more you know.
all of that to say, Nashville, Tennessee has a park called Centennial Park that has an exact replica of the Parthenon in Greece.
It's kind of out of pocket,
it's
honestly.
totally random. You go inside, it's just full of, it's a Greek museum, basically. There's a 70-foot Athena statue.
7-story statue of Athena
Incredible.
inside a building
It's
in a random
beautiful.
field.
But so with
is
that,
beautiful.
it is so super beautiful, and the field is like super just spacious, and it just makes you feel like you're in a Percy Jackson.
Well, it makes me feel like I'm in Nashville.
anyway. Yeah. But so with that being said, the plan B to the picnic was to sit under the awning of the basically wraparound porch that is the Parthenon.
Well said. That's exactly what it was, yeah.
You know, and so
And it was damp.
yeah, we
it
had
was wet.
our friends go out and scout the area. Dara, shout out. Thank you, Dara, for testing out that the humidity level, the dampness of the porch that is the Parthenon, because it was raining sideways. And we said, you know what? Both of these plans are just not gonna work.
Well, I remember it was approximately like 12-something p.m. The whole shebang was supposed to begin at 3.
Yeah.
And I just see the text from Grace that is, Grace was kind of the overall
Yes,
orchestrator, I
yes.
guess. And the text from Grace says, should we just move it to my apartment? And I was like, here we go.
I know.
It's showtime now.
It is.
And so flash forward to like where I just want to set the scene. Imagine like a group of 15 to 20-somethings, and they are all in period wear, as in like the time, not like menstrual, period piece clothing, and they are like running around with like bread and whipped feta.
Yeah.
Imagine just like a lot of people who are certainly Gen Z, but are for whatever reason dressed like they're in the pre-antebellum South, and they are running around with like sourdough.
Yeah.
And that was the beginning. That was approximately 2:35 p.m. on this previous Saturday.
Yeah.
But we made it work.
It actually was not pre-antebellum South. I'm pretty sure it was early 1900s in Britain.
It was in it. No,
So we
everything
were
I-
out of America,
Yeah,
not
everything
doing
I just
American
said was
things.
wrong, but I still
no,
kinda
but
stand
the
by it.
vibe, the vibe stands. The vibe stands.
One thing about me, I'm gonna lie to y'all. She's the honest one. I'm gonna be lying to y'all, and probably gaslighting y'all as well. But anyway, I just wanted to debrief from that because that was just like such a. I posted a story of that. And I'll probably put like an Instagram post of it
Yeah,
up just so that like
yeah.
people who watch this can reference
Dude,
that
I had
Instagram.
so many responses to my story.
I
Did
had
you?
so many responses, and my
Yeah.
favorite one was from Casey, my friend, who she said, "This is a cult." And it wasn't a question. It wasn't a. It was a statement.
What-
She was like, "This is
What
a
is a cult other than a group of friends that just love each other and
Tell that
have
to Jonestown.
and have a common interest? What's our common interest as well? Okay, first of all, we are new members to this group.
We are new members,
So
yes.
we have found community and likeness within the people of the group. Therefore, what have we uncovered to be the theme and the consensus of the connection
What do we
that
all have
keeps
in
the
common?
group together? Yes.
I think we all commit to the bit.
I think we do that. I also think all of us are every bit of creative in every different way.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Also, the main thing, we're all sexy, and that's truly nothing else matters in life. Than being attractive and image. So
This has been like a kind of an interesting like topic of conversation that other people have brought up about them.
Yes.
Which is so intriguing to me. But
Yes.
I think that I figured out what it kind of can be a little bit. First of all, they are so nice, so warm, so inviting.
They are.
Super, super amazing, nice people. I have loved my time getting to know them and just like growing in friendship with them. First of all, they are all, and this is why I think it's our common theme. Every single person in that group, even the parties where it's like beyond the like core group, it's like even the extended group is so freaking ahead of the game.
Completely.
When it comes to creative, we're talking photographers, we're talking creative directors, we're talking models, we're talking literally like it's just a giant creative collective group. And the thing is that everyone, like, not that you're friends with someone that like offers something to you, because that's not healthy.
It just
but
kinda
what it
happened
is
that
that
way.
because they're all involved in the creative process, everyone has a helpful hand in each other's input and in each other's like ability to like thrive, and like helps them to the max, where it's like, holy crud, like everyone's too freaking good. And I think that also creates a space of potential anxiety for people who start to get to know them. They feel overwhelmed by
I get that.
by the collective greatness that is
currently-
everyone.
I was at first too.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I still am.
Well,
yeah.
the more, but then like obviously they're so nice and they're like they have everyone's best interest at heart. Like
Yeah.
everyone loves everyone so much in that group, and they're not like closed off. They're so open to like meeting
are.
new people and like interacting with new people. But I really think that it's other people's like idea of them that really sets them outside of the circle even more.
I think that's such a good point.
You know?
Actually, yeah. If I hit this microphone with my hat, with the brim of my hat one more time.
Why don't you flip it backwards?
But then
Be a
I-
cool girl.
I could be a cool girl. Okay, before we move on to our next topic, I just wanted to
Yes.
ask if you've seen, and I might have asked you about this already.
Oh wait, we didn't finish so the picnic ended up being inside of Grace's house,
Oh, yeah.
and it was beautiful, and everyone came together and like made it work, and it was amazing, and Mariah was so surprised, and that was what we did with
It
our
was
weekend.
cute. It was very slay.
Yeah.
Photos will be on our Instagram. You can check them out.
Yes.
Again, just a reminder to everyone, we are in a cult. So have you seen that? Have you seen the TikTok of the girl? She knows she's funny. This has to be. I mean, it is a bit that she's
Show
doing.
me the TikTok, and we can show the world. The
I'm
TikTok.
gonna explain it first because
Okay. Does it need explaining?
it does.
Okay.
Well, because it's short and simple. So basically, you know how like in TikTok, like someone can like have a bit, the comments will commit to the bit no matter what.
Right.
So this girl clearly was not wearing any makeup, right?
Okay.
Like and objectively, like this is a person this is not Bella Hadid. We're gonna be honest. This
okay.
is not Bella Hadid. I'm not even being mean. I'm just being honest.
Right.
And someone said, "Oh, girl, drop the skincare routine. Like, what's the makeup?"
Yeah.
And here's what she says. And this is why you don't need to see it because
You're
the
just gonna
text
tell
is
me.
enough. She says, "Just lashes. That's it." Which is to this moment one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my entire.
I feel like
she
I actually
knows-
do need to see this now.
She knows she's being, I mean, the most. Just lashes. That's it.
You pick a TikTok and I will pick a TikTok and we can both show one.
Okay.
And we can explain why. Actually, we don't have to explain why we like it. It could just be our favorite TikTok
If
of
you
the week.
smell what smells to be a corpse, it's just my feet.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that.
I
Sorry
mean,
about that.
you're good. Let me see. What's the? Oh! I laughed so freaking hard at this. Okay, I've
You go
picked.
first.
I've picked mine.
Okay. Does yours involve an animal?
No, but usually, typically they do. But this is
Mine
more
does.
just my go-to.
Let's go.
This made me laugh really hard. Okay, and I'll air it for the people on the screen as well.
You know, baby, there's been something I've been wanting to tell you.
What?
I have
Come
seen
here.
this.
You see what that says to there?
We're gonna watch it all.
Watch me suffer. This is what we're about to do.
You're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. It's true. But I saw your back in a quiet place, and I don't know what to do. I will always be with you. Da-da-da-da.
It's not over.
Da-da-da-da.
Did you finish it?
Da-da-da-da. You're beautiful, it's true.
Will you marry me?
No, I did not finish it because I did not see the
Yep.
proposal at the end.
Yep.
That is, it's funny for sure. It's also one of the most
Amazing.
painful things I've ever lived through.
I love it. I love it.
All right,
I
here you
love
go.
it. Okay.
No! No. No. No.
Oh. I love that. That was cute.
Oh god. Their dogs are cute. Man, dogs don't know how good they are. I was watching and I briefly told you about this, but the Inside the Mind of Cats on Netflix. Man, cats know things that we don't know, and that makes me nervous as a person because there was some woman on that documentary who was like, and this is like a world-renowned doctor who I just reduced to some woman, so forgive me if you're that woman. But she was like, in terms of research compared to dogs, cat research is about 15 years behind. And I was like, well, that's interesting. Does that matter? And then she started talking about some of the stuff that they've found about cats, and I'm like, well, this is alarming. I mean, they're like one of the most successful like mammals ever. What a title. And if I ever feel bad and like need a resume filler, I'm gonna be like one of the most successful mammals ever. But it's just interesting to me. I worry about what they'll do if they gain sentience.
I'm gonna be honest. I had to answer a text message, and I listened to the last half of
Roll
that one.
Tide,
Go
and that's
back.
okay.
What was sentient and who was being sentient?
We don't even have to go back because that's a valid. I think it was mostly just kind of a monologue. Unless you really
Comment
wanna,
down below
about
what
it.
y'all think about it, and I'll re-listen to the podcast and comment as well what I thought because I don't even know what I think right now.
Do you listen to Bjork?
I'm bad with names.
Bjork is she's like a Swede. She's Icelandic, I believe, and she's a pop star.
She makes music.
She makes music.
I'm horrible with names. Play me a song and I will tell you if I've
Well,
heard
there's
it.
this new song that she's put out,
I
and
think we
people
can
are,
only play probably 5 seconds.
Well, people are calling it the end of music. You know what we'll do?
What?
Is we will, instead of
Put,
the
like,
Bjork
elevator
song,
music?
we'll put elevator music.
Amazing.
Okay, so where's this? Okay, because someone was like, I love it so much. It's so great that we reached the end of music.
What?
That's like kind of the whole song. She's literally putting.
Okay, the thing is that she has a really good voice.
She has a great voice. She literally said, take any instrument, play any note, toss it in.
Bang a few drums.
Hey, add an
Clash
accordion, just
some-
ring,
clash some pans together.
That's it. And she
It's
was
basically like EDM track, like recorded things that haven't been put together for an actual like melody or like sound enjoyment. And it's just like, they're
That's
like,
what
go
it
through
is.
the whole entire list and let's just make something out
She
of that.
said, give me the scraps.
You know what that reminded me of, and it's not that their voices reminded me of each other, but it's more just like the execute. I'm not even gonna say that. I'm gonna just put this up and I'm gonna leave it and not even say anything.
Okay, yeah.
Because
Turned upside down. Depression hit me. What am I supposed to do now? I kept my head up high, but it is hard to do. I know you are
Loosing pets
in a
sucks.
better place now. Your life was cut short. I wish I had more time. I thought you were joking. Turns out it was your time.
that line hit.
I fell in tears, wishing you to come back.
Bars.
Cody.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
what you're saying is that the Bjork song reminded you of that.
It was more like organic sounds that
Sure.
are like potentially garage band.
I hear that.
The organic like well, I think the Bjorn girl has a little bit more in her budget to make them sound like they were actually there, but I think that the execution of like I think they probably both took this I'm not even gonna say it.
just because it's like creepy, but also like has that.
It seems like
kalimba
it
moment.
rhythmically like doesn't add up.
I
I think the other girl rhythmically added up.
agree.
I think
agree.
they both are.
Hey, you heard
I
it
think
here
they're
first,
both.
folks.
They are both trying, and we love them for trying.
The Bjork fans are going to decimate us.
Listen, it's not that they are the same because they are not. But I will say that the sporadic,
I don't even- Yeah.
it's unexpected that is the same for
It
me.
is. So
I just
proceed.
think that the I forgot what my point was, but
The dissonance of them both are kind of similar, is what you were saying, more or less. The grab bag of noises.
Yeah, well, I just think it's like I think just generally, both songs, the common theme between both of what we just listened to right now,
Right.
is you don't know what's coming next, and that's okay.
The one thing I can rely on is I have no clue what's going
Yeah,
on.
it's like you don't know what you're about. You don't know what the next line's gonna be. You don't know what the next sound you're gonna hear is.
Period.
It is adrenaline in a song.
I mean, that I will never.
Liquid adrenaline.
I don't think I'll ever hear that song the same. I wanted to briefly
welcome.
touch on. I mean, and we got to get because it's already kind of over. Because
Yeah.
man, Queen's been dead. She's gone.
Yoy.
But I wanted to touch on how interesting it is that Twitter just took it. And did you find the memes about the Queen's death funny? Do you like the Queen? What's your take?
So America has a really big a lot of people are super moved and influenced by what happens in the royal family, I've discovered.
Same.
I thought that obviously she's lived a very long life. She was 96 years old. Her husband died not too long ago. I figured in my own brain, usually when partners who have been together for that long,
One kicks the bucket, the other does
It
too.
doesn't take too much longer for the other one
Yeah.
too. So in my mind, I think I was already like, yeah, she'll probably not be too far along. And then they're like, it was almost like a immediate thing, like, oh, she's being watched. Oh, now she's dead. It's like,
Oh, it was so fast.
It
No,
was
I remember
super
seeing
fast.
they took her to the hospital. I saw like a Twitter notification. It was like they took her to the hospital. They're worried about her health. Not even an hour later, I heard about it on FaceTime. Dara was like, "Hey, Brendan just said the Queen's dead," and I was like, "That's like world-shattering
you at?
news." I was sitting at my desk.
I was in Cracker Barrel.
Oh, period. And where else would you want to be?
And I actually,
Ooh.
this is gonna aid in this experience in this conversation. So I was at Cracker Barrel with my mom, my sister, and my friend Grayson, and perusing the internet while we're waiting on our food. I was just refreshing Twitter. Boom, the Queen has died. Holy crud! Does the Cracker Barrel know?
You know when you're
no
just
one
eating
knows.
dumplings, you're eating dumplings, and then boom!
How did you know that's
the
what I
Queen
eat?
of England is because everyone eats dumplings at Cracker Barrel.
Chicken and
bestie.
dumplings, yes,
Chicken
ma'am.
and dumplings.
Well, let me just say that no one else had their phones out. So my table
You
took
had
it
to break the
upon
news.
ourselves to let the
boy.
people know of the death. And it wasn't actually me who did it. It was Grayson who did it. He decided to announce to the entire hall of Cracker Barrel, and I will play this video for you.
There's a video.
There is a video because, monumental moment.
There's a video.
It is, I don't know how else to explain
before
myself.
we watch this video, here's what I'm envisioning. A lot of white people, and
You
they're-
don't see anybody
and
else.
They're in. Oh, okay. Because
Yeah.
so in my mind, this is going to be a video of Grayson standing up and announcing to the entire Cracker Barrel that the Queen of England, Elizabeth II, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
has died, and everyone just is like, no. But I don't. It seems like that's not what happens in this film.
Let's just witness. I think this is and we'll put it up on the screen for the rest to hear. But do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, just want to let y'all know the Queen has died. Figured y'all should know. Cheers.
Rest in peace. So that was how.
The best part of it is the end when you just have to just the pan to you. And, was that you or was that,
That was
your sister?
me.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was me.
And Abby just is coping with that. She just, and it's so simple what she does, and it's honestly a little bit profound. She just goes, and I think that's beautiful. I think that's exactly what we all should have done when the Queen died.
I don't think it was more so about the fact that the news was there. I think it was more the fact that everyone was staring at
Oh, yeah.
us
Oh, yeah.
like we had foreheads.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're there was a table to the right of us that said, who died? And we said, the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth. They said, she's been dead. That is the state of
Ladies
America
and gentlemen,
today.
the Tennessee public school system.
Here we are. I really want to have a part in this segment. I really want to have a segment
Okay.
where we discuss murders of the week.
Okay, let's go.
Because I think that, You know, we're hitting a little bit of everything. First one is a little bit more of the. I think we can always hit an obvious one, and then I think a little bit more like lesser known.
What are we talking about? Like the Black
One-
Dahlia murder?
That's like old time.
Oh, you
That's like
mean
old time.
of the
I'm
week,
talking
like-
of this week.
Oh,
people who have died this week.
How dark. I love it. Let's
Okay,
go. As
so-
we do this in true just apocalyptic Black Mirror
Yes.
fashion, you tell the story. I'm going to take my Be Real.
Okay. First
Society
of all,
is ending, just so y'all know.
first murder that I think we should discuss, Eliza Fletcher. I have family who live in Memphis. My sisters live in Memphis. My cousins live in Memphis. So as soon as the kidnapping happened, Eliza Fletcher, she was actually my niece's teacher. Wild.
What?
Yeah, 1 degree. You never know.
One
So,
degree, man. Talk about it.
Yeah. So, anyways, she was, and I'm, let's read from the news itself.
Yeah, go for it.
Because, it just they articulate it so well, and I will probably not. Let me freaking find a good. Okay, yes. So Fletcher. 34, was running near the University of Memphis campus around 4:30 a.m. on September 2nd. Pause. I'm going to talk about this because a lot of people are like, why would you be running at 4:30 in the morning? First of all, she was a teacher and she was a mother of 2. So as a teacher, your day already starts at like 7 a.m. She was a student at, either she was a student at the campus or had been, or she teaches at the campus. Can't really pin that information down in this current statement, but I do know that 7 to 3 is a teacher's time
Completely.
to work. And
Yeah.
then if you have children, which she did and does, they get home and then you feed them, take care of them, put them to bed. The only time you have to yourself is 4. So you know what I'm saying? Like 4:30 a.m. is like the most optimal time to get your workout in.
Also, people work out in the morning. It's not that
Right.
weird. It's not that weird. Yeah.
But she did run around, and I think just being a teacher and living in the area for so long, being comfortable walking and running around Memphis's campus, a college campus, seems normal and like plausible to me. You can make up excuses for anything, but ultimately, maybe that was her comfortable route and that's what she'd been doing. But obviously either someone had been like watching her and knowing what route she was taking, or she just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Regardless, period. Let's continue. On September 2nd, she was abducted and killed, allegedly at the hands of a stranger named Cleotha Henderson. Henderson, who has a violent criminal past, has since been hit with several charges, including first-degree murder, premeditated murder, and murder in perpetuation of kidnappings, in addition to other counts that include aggravated kidnapping and tampering with fabricating evidence. So she was running, and a SUV pulled up beside their surveillance footage of this. An SUV pulls up beside her. She fought for 4 minutes. First of all, she's a runner. Let's talk about that. She had endurance.
4
She
minutes.
fought on surveillance camera footage for 4 minutes before they were able to get her into the car.
Who has that stamina? That's
She did.
crazy.
And there were multiple men,
for
I'm
her.
assuming, or if not, there was at least that one
There was that
that's
one
a
guy, yeah.
grown man. You know what I'm saying? So
Wow.
yeah, she fought, and then I don't know how many days went by before they found her body behind a vacant apartment complex.
Wow.
About 7 miles away from where she was kidnapped. And they had a funeral for her. I want to say, when was this? They did Saturday morning. They had a farewell. But oh my gosh, get this! There was obviously they held a vigil, and then there was a group of people that met at 4:30 a.m. and they finished her run for her. Oh,
I'm gonna cry.
chills. I literally, you can't even see, it's not that HD of a camera, but I have like literal chills
I'm
down
a
my body
Pisces.
right now.
Don't do this to me.
They finished her run for her.
That's
And,
beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
So I really do think that that's beautiful. I really hope that justice is found and is
Yeah,
served.
same.
And if that guy didn't do it, then I hope that whoever did do it gets their justice, and that he gets his justice, and that he has a right, because everyone has a right to a fair, free trial, and innocent till proven guilty, like whatever. We're not going to
Period.
assume anything.
Bro, Memphis
so,
is crazy.
yeah. Sure
and
is.
I just really, it feels as if it's just like, that's just a population. It's so impoverished in the sense that you can sense the anger and the frustration in the drivers, and everyone talks crap about Memphis drivers, but it's
Yeah.
like, have we considered that, like, these people need help? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
right.
it's a dark place.
There's
to
a lot.
live.
I grew up over in West Tennessee and lived most of my childhood in the Memphis area because of my hospital stays. But I think that also too, just like living in that area, it's a very Memphis is one of the top 3 most dangerous cities to live in the United States.
I knew about that. Yeah.
Gang activity, crime per like square mile is like literally wild. Did you know that for first 48 hours Hard Evidence is filmed in Memphis, Tennessee?
I did not know that. That's fascinating.
Because they have so many homicides.
Man, I'm not used
Yeah.
to being in a place where there's this many people in such a condensed area. This is so not profound at all. I'm in this like existentialist era right now
okay.
where I like walk around and I'm like, what are we doing? What is this for? And I was on a walk today through my neighborhood and I had what I thought to be such a profound thought, and then I wrote it down in my journal, and I was like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever... What I wrote down was, there are so many people that live around me. And
Yeah.
that's so funny to me because it's like, that just shows how from rural Alabama I am. Because I'm just not used to like, just the mixture of tall and skinnies with like normal houses. The gentrification obviously is its own thing. But like, with that being said, it's just, I was walking and I was like, there are so many people and so much
Yeah.
evidence of persons around, but no, I see none.
I
Cities are weird.
was walking around the other night. I had to walk down Broadway, and I had a thought that was
I pray
like,
for you.
if the rapture happened and everyone's bodies just like disappeared,
Right.
the amount of clothing that would be on the ground in this very moment. And also the types. Like, there'd be, someone went into their closet and chose to put on that outfit. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what
And
you're
I'm
saying.
like, it's like so, and they have full closets, too.
Full.
Some of them are doubly full. And they chose that outfit in this particular day.
That's
and
true.
I was sitting there walking around being like, holy crud.
Now let me...
And just the crowds thinking about how much the pilage. It just like made you think about.
That is one of the most absurd things I've ever heard, first of all. Second of all, full disclosure, I am Jewish. Miss Glover is Christian.
We thought about naming the podcast The Jew and the Gentile for a second. I thought it was a great idea, but I thought, sometimes people probably won't get it.
I feel like it's never too late. We just tape a sign right here. It's just the Jew and the Gentile. So here's something that I'm confronting right now in this moment with you that I've never confronted before.
Yeah.
When the rapture, because Jews, we don't have the rapture. We don't know about that.
Right. Well,
That's Revelations, is it not?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's let's call it the AP to the pre-AP that is the Old Testament, if you will.
Right.
And even if you won't.
Well, well, never mind. I'll let you finish.
Okay, but long story short, are you implying that when the rapture happens, we're going up naked?
So you're literally. I mean, that's the rapture in like conversation is it's thought that our bodies are just gonna like be like Elijah style, like just like be gone, like we will be
Oh.
gone. And we will literally be carried because like obviously you can't really take anything up with you, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's more just like your wholeness as a thing will be gone, and that's including all the dead people too. So like however like all of the bodies that are supposed to be where they're supposed to be are going to be where they're supposed to be. And if you're not going up, then you're staying down for the 1,000 years
Sure.
that Satan has to just kind of like do the thing.
I'll be here.
You know what I'm saying? We'll
I'll
see.
probably be here.
We'll
for that.
see.
Probably
you
not.
never know.
But if we're talking like purely literary, I'm here. So I was really looking forward to seeing like just limp, naked bodies rise.
Yes, you will. That will be a thing. Yeah, because it's not like
That's all I
it's not
want.
like I don't think that it'll happen like I don't think that it will not be a sight. I think that the point is for
It's
it
a
to be
spectacle.
It's a spectacle
Sure.
for sure. And
I'm
it's like
into that.
everyone's gonna know what's freaking going on.
Totally.
There's gonna be no confusion in that very moment.
Because
sure.
after, so let's say, okay, so y'all are gone, right? And I'm here and I'm just like, oh, there's all these clothes and
Yeah.
and,
Like, oh, Prada.
And what happens first? Is it the locust with the lady head or is it the fire?
I'd have to like tap into
What a
the
delicious
things, but I
conversation
really
we are
think
having.
there's definitely well, first of all, so scripture it's poetic, period, because it's written in either Latin or Greek or
Yeah, we're working
Hebrew.
on translations, Mama.
Well, it's
Yeah.
all, it's like either written in original text, written in Greek, Latin, or Aramaic, which is, or like Hebrew,
Right.
like that. Those are the three languages in which the scriptures are written over 60 different authors over a 1,500-year period.
Fascinating.
Exactly. So, you have to understand the languages in order to understand like what exactly they're meaning, and
Right.
that applies to every piece of scripture. I think historical context and also just like verbal context when it comes to the language that you're at. Like for instance, this is a little bit more like oversimplified, but like in English, we don't have pronouns for our objects, like
Right.
how Spanish and French and like basically every single other
Oh,
language
it's like a
does.
romantic
You know what I'm
language.
saying?
Yeah, I
Well,
see
but
what you're saying.
even then, it's like there are like rules to the way you speak in which you use specific words to mean. You could say like when I say, "Oh my gosh, I love this bottle. It's so cute," but also I love you. Love in English is basically like pretty standard.
Yeah.
But there are
Different
different
types of-
words for specific types of love and specific and that applies to every adjective almost.
Interesting.
And every there's just it's so intricate, and that's why it's so poetic.
Right.
And that's why when we sometimes try to like simply translate it into English, that's why it's important to do your research on what poetically the point it's trying to get across.
Right.
Because if you take it at face value, a lot of things can get a little bit like, that's a little,
Yeah.
that doesn't make any sense.
Right.
And I think Revelation 2, like, there are a lot of like movies and like like the Taken series. Have you heard about those?
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm pretty sure it's Taken. What is it? Or Left Behind. The
Left Behind
series.
Yeah, I was like, I have heard
Yeah,
about
yeah, yeah.
Taken with Nicholas.
That's not what
Nicolas
I was talking
Cage.
about. It's a different kind of
What's
Taken.
the guy in Taken?
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson. That's what I
Yeah.
said. Yeah, no, that's not about the
Yeah,
rapture.
no,
is it?
it's not. That's about it's kidnapping. But
yeah.
the rapture is more of a choice.
I had a friend in 7th grade who read all the Isn't there like 400 of those books? There's so many of those books.
yeah, there's a lot. There's probably like 7 or 8 of them.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
I'm
could have
not
sworn
for
she
sure.
was reading I like, and maybe I was just young, so I was exaggerating, but I was
Right.
like, she's like, I'm on book 72, and I was like, wait a minute.
I think it's different people's perspectives of the rapture happening.
That's extremely interesting. I would like to read that.
Yeah. They're super, super intriguing.
Yeah.
But there are a bunch of like theories on like how I think it's pretty scripture's really straightforward, but I think that when it comes to like the beasts and like even the number of the beast, like in times, like what that is gonna look
Right.
like and how we'll have like you'll have to have the mark of the beast to do anything in the world is what they prophesied. These are just prophecies, right? So like it'll come down.
That's
We're
juicy.
kind of getting close. We could be like if we get down to like a point where it's like you can't purchase or do anything without a specific thing that you have to have like on your body or like even on your person.
Oh, that's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty.
It feels like
Mark of the
we're,
Beast,
you know what I'm
yes.
saying?
Yeah.
Like it can be taken that literally, and like
That's
I don't know.
juicy.
There's just a lot. But if we want to deep dive into the rapture, I could do some research and come back for you next week.
Today I killed 6 brown recluses.
A necessary murder.
Necessary murder.
Necessary.
No, my old roommate. What we didn't know was that he would hose down the deck all the time, and so they didn't even they wouldn't even come around because he was just out
okay.
there. He was taking the when you have like the head of the hose
Yeah.
that has the different settings.
Yeah.
Put that thing on jet mode.
Yeah.
And have it
Just
have
obliterate
a time.
'em.
Have a time.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, I should try that. And not only should I try that for the sake of the beautification of my home, it sounds like a great time. So I set it up and I put it in jet mode and I start squirting these cobwebs that have built up in the corners right by our back door. And when I tell you a tarantula the size of King Kong, it might have had wings. It might have been a Pegasus. I think it was a cryptid. Like, I think it was Mothman.
It was a demon.
It was a demon. It was, I mean,
Holy
talk about
crud.
the rapture starting.
Yes.
It crawled out, and
Wow.
and then there was, and so I killed that one, and then there was another one, and then there was 4 more,
Like hidden behind things that just started crawling out.
and in all their webs, and those were just the brown recluses. I didn't even touch on like the other species that had to die today. Yeah, so sorry vegans. But yeah, a lot of spiders died today.
Yeah, a lot
And-
less spiders for you guys to
And
be
I love a
eating.
spider.
This
Spiders represent
yeah.
the divine feminine. I'm into that. I think it's beautiful. But however,
Black Widow.
However, not when they're crawling around my deck.
Well, not when their bites can like make your arms fall
No, yeah,
off
I hate
either.
nature. That's my thing. Is that like I
hate nature.
we need to be like. I understand that like as a society, it's important for us to kind of go back to our nature roots and you know more reconnect with Mother
creation,
Earth.
yeah.
But why can't we reconnect with her? You know, like she can be over there,
Right.
and we can, and I can be in here
You
with
know,
the HVAC.
we live in a fallen world. You know, we live in a Shabbat Shalom.
Hey.
We live in a fallen world.
You know what I'm saying?
We
Hey, Shabbat Shalom.
We have to live in cohesion
Hey,
with
I'm walking
the,
here. Hey.
the things of the world that hurt us.
To bring it back to the Queen Elizabeth and how Twitter, that was the main thing I wanted to talk about, was how
right.
people thought it was just a lot of joking on Twitter,
Yeah.
which I thought, you know, here's the thing. I have dreams and aspirations of being a stand-up. So any amount of joking in any capacity, no matter how
You are a
horrid,
stand-up
no matter
person.
how horrid, I'm going to be into it.
Yeah.
So I thought they were funny. My favorite of which being...
Oh, your question was if I thought they were funny. I did think that they were funny.
They were funny. They were funny.
Well, it's
yeah.
more just like in my brain, I was like, holy crud, like people are so quick. It's either like there's no explanation other than you either thought about this premeditated and waited for her to die, or you're just there are so many people on this earth that are incredibly witty that are just like, yep, I'm gonna just whip this up in
What a
30
great
seconds after
take.
she died.
What a great take. No, my favorite one was when someone said that they wouldn't have to cremate her, they just put her in a bed sheet and shake her.
That's any old person ever.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I was kind of
Yeah.
like, I feel like
You're
she's,
like, eh,
they were like,
okay.
she's so close to Ash, let's just like,
Dude.
and then she's gone.
Not clever
but,
enough.
But it reminded me, just all of this conversation around how Twitter is crazy.
Mm.
One of my favorite things that's ever happened is my aunt said at family Christmas this past year, she was like, I follow Morgan on Twitter actually. Which I didn't know.
Mm.
Because when I tweet, it is like, I mean, it's not for...
I don't even know if I follow you on Twitter.
Dude, I'm putting some stupid crap
Well, your
in the world.
memes on your close
I do have
Instagram
quite a
story
few.
are
I'll tell you what.
great.
Let me give you just like a quick sample of like maybe the most recent tweet, because when I tell you like you not following me on Twitter means that you have more brain cells.
No, it just
and
means I
you're-
haven't thought to like look out. I honestly
Very
like
sweet of you to
don't
say. My pinned
use Twitter
tweet
as-
is a photo of green beans and it just says "Look at my beans." Like when I say that by you not following me, you're missing nothing.
I
and
think
in
that
fact,
our
you're probably
pinned,
better off.
Our pinned tweets are gonna embody who we are as people a little bit more.
Here's one of the best tweets about the queen. Someone just said, "I think the next queen should be a Latina," which just is so good. Let's see.
Oh man.
This is a prime example of
Did I
what my
like
Twitter
it?
is like. What it's like to follow me on Twitter. When
Yeah.
Vanessa Hudgens released Sneaker Night in 2008, I asked Santa for a fedora for Christmas.
I love that.
But my whole brand lately has just been admitting
love
things
that.
that are really embarrassing. I do have one more story for you.
Yeah.
Before I tell that, just what my aunt said is that she followed me on Twitter, and she said, and I want to get because I have the direct quote written down, because the moment she said it, I was like, I have to write this down.
I feel like you texted it to me.
Yeah,
It might be in our
she
messages.
said, every single thing Morgan tweets is wholly unintelligible. And it's funny, just like what that how demonstrative that is of the generation gap. Because I said, for example, me, a liberal, if I worked at Express Oil Change or whatever, what gender is your car? What are your car's pronouns? And like that's funny.
That is funny.
And my aunt saw that and said, not only do I not understand why the colon is there, I also don't understand what you mean by Express Oil Change or whatever.
Right. Express
So-
yourself before you get an oil change so we don't hurt your feelings.
That is the follow-up.
Yeah.
That is the follow-up.
This is my pinned tweet on my Twitter.
Okay.
It says, Granddaddy is my favorite. This is a video I've taken of my grandfather who has Alzheimer's and he has diabetes. And therefore, he when his sugar is high, his episodes are worse. And anyway, so I tweeted, I said, Granddaddy is my favorite, parentheses, he's diabetic. Golden footage of him sneaking a snack behind my Judy's back. This is
You want me to move my car and you pull up in the driveway and just bring them in this way?
Well, yes, I can do that. But first I gotta unload. I gotta unload what's on there first to into the garage.
What do you want to do?
Well, actually-
Because you're going to put it right in here.
Yeah, but then I get to go like So if we move those.
That deviant man.
My car.
Let me see how he's got me set up.
Who else is up there?
He's out of
and
control.
then his wig at the end.
Oh, he's so cute. Dude, he's so cute.
literally my
The
favorite.
juxtaposition of that wholesome video of her sweet grandfather and me with look at my beans.
Welcome to our podcast.
Thank you for watching.